Welcome to the Bizarre and the Unknown. I am your host, E.D. Testerman. I am an author and investigator. I am also a researcher into the unknown. Join me as we dive together into this bizarre and the unknown universe. Do you believe in UFOs and aliens, things that fly in the sky and in our oceans? Do you hear things that go thump at night, or do you just see things that you cannot explain? Do you believe in Shiai Tonka, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Booger, and so many more? Join me on my adventures as I investigate this stuff that's out there. Let's learn how to guard ourselves and protect the things out there that need our protection. I'm a United States Marine and a United States Army veteran. I love my country and have served it proudly. And I want to give a special thanks to all the veterans and first responders. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Bizarre and the Unknown. This is the Christmas special. And I've literally been running ragged up until I can't. That's why it's a few seconds late coming live, because I've been running trying to get things done. Forgot to grab my Christmas hat. But hope everybody's doing good. Well, this is our Christmas special for this year. I literally have been working on picture or artwork and everything for the show. Sadly, I didn't get it all uploaded in time, so we're going to be working on that. As I'm talking, I'll be adding stuff on here. Nope, that's right. I can't do that. I'll share the image and go from there. But I went back over my notes from when I did the video last year. And then I added some stuff to it. No, don't pop up there. That's not what I want you to do. But how's everybody doing today? As I'm getting this finished setting up here. Oh, my chat for some reason. Huh. Get back in my chat here for some reason. Hey, Dawn, how's it going? Trying to get everything pulled up here. I literally just created something and got it sent over to DA right when I was coming live. So I am running ragged. Let me see if I can find the artwork. Hey, Urso, how's it going? I forgot to create one for that one. So we'll use this artwork twice because I forgot to use it, or I forgot to create one. If it'll load up, my computer is being slow. But I was on, hey Don, I was on Odyssey creating something. And once I get approved and everything is liked, well, load up, daggone you. You guys will get to see it. And for some reason, let me hide this to see if that's the reason why. For some reason, it is not loading up. Aggravating. Is everybody getting ready for the holidays coming up? You know, usually for me it's Yule, but everybody knows it is Christmas. So, and we're going to kind of hit into some of that today. But for some reason, this thing is not. I need a new computer. It is lagging big time for some reason. So what do you guys think the origin of Christmas is? I'm going to pose that question to you first off. Open. Dawn Streamlab is My my bot on Talk Studio that puts this up whenever I or Don puts codes in. Um, that's what Streamlabs is. It's my little bot. So we have little codes like what she typed in above it. And that brings up certain things so that it'll come in the chat and I can hit it. And oh, now you're wanting to load. Bah humbug. um, but I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think the origins of Christmas is? Because that's kind of what we're going to be getting into today. Finally, that thing loads up. Daggone. There it goes. So most of us know this guy here as Santa Claus. Um, the Santa Claus that we know nowadays was actually brought about by Coca-Cola as a marketing scheme. But the whole basis of Santa Claus, otherwise known as Saint Nicholas or Kris Kringle, has a long history steeped in Christmas traditions. Today, he is thought of mainly as a jolly man in a red who brings toys to good girls and boys on Christmas Eve. But his story stretches all the way back to the third century. The heck are you doing now? Um, third century, when Saint Nicholas walked the earth and became the patron saint of children. And for some reason, this thing is doing some weird stuff. Have no clue why that popped up. Get rid of that. No joke, man. No joke. So this is actually where Santa Claus came about. And now I think this is finally not messing with me. I hope. So Saint Nicholas, which is the root. Oh, come on, quit now. Saint Nicholas, which is the root of sin. Come on, dude. Of Santa Claus's demeanor as what we know today. Where did you go? Right there. That is Saint Nicholas. And cannot catch me if you cat it's playing. Yeah. Can you catch me if your cat is playing? So this dude here is this is Saint Nicholas. Now there's a couple of different stories about Saint Nicholas. You got the oldest one actually comes from Turkey, and that is the oldest story of Saint Nicholas. It actually comes from Turkey. I can't remember how many years later some other stories of him came about, and they all kind of intertwined together. But if you actually study Saint Nicholas, he comes from Turkey. And why did that do that? You know, the legend of Santa Claus can be traced back hundreds of years to a monk named Saint Nicholas. It is believed that Nicholas was born sometime around 200 AD in Patora near Myra in modern-day Turkey. He was admired for his piety and kindness. Saint Nicholas became the subject of many legends. It is said that he gave away all his inherited wealth and traveled the countryside, helping the poor and the sick. One of the best known St. Nicholas stories is the time he saved three poor sisters from being sold into slavery or prostitution by their father by providing them with a dowry so that they could be married. Over many years, Nicholas's popularity spread and became known as the protector of children and sailors. His feast day is celebrated on the anniversary of his death, December 6th. This was traditionally considered a lucky day to make large purchases or to get married. By the Renaissance, St. Nicholas was the most popular saint in Europe, even after the Protestant Reformation, when the veneration of saints began to be discouraged. St. Nicholas maintained a positive retribution, especially in Holland. And that is where we see where this comes in. Hey, Bob. So Christmas is, yes, Bob. Christmas is mixed with Yule and a couple other things. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Right now, I'm kind of picking apart each little thing about Christmas, and we're going to see how Christianity morphed Yule into Sagittarius and all this into what we know as Christmas now. It's spell checking. Christmas stole everything cool to sell their stuff. But yeah, the corporation 100% created what we know of Christmas nowadays as. Not the original Christmas, but Christmas of what we know nowadays. Yes, corporations what did it. Yeah, it's a patchwork. It is. It's a bunch of stuff. And we're going to get into the origins of how it originally started compared to what it is now, and we'll lead up into now. But we're going to go back from the base root of it and bring it about. So I'm going to be picking a couple of these things to through that's iconic with Christmas. Pick through it and kind of show you what they are. And let me get back to that previous picture because this comes into play because we're going to be talking about Santa Claus next. There we go. Got her to pop up, baby. Got her to pop up. So, Santa Claus is where the word Santa Claus comes from. St. Nicholas made his first inroads into American pop culture towards the end of the 18th century in December of 1773 and began in 1774. A New York newspaper reporter that groups the Dutch families that had gathered to honor the anniversary of his death. The name Santa Claus evolved from Nick's Dutch nickname Sinterklaas, or Klaas, a shortened form of Saint Nicholas, Dutch for Saint Nicholas. In 1804, John Pentard, a member of the New York Historical Society, distributed woodcuts of Saint Nicholas at the Society's annual meeting. The background of the engraving contains now familiar Santa images, including stockings filled with toys and fruit hung over the fireplace. In 1809, Washington Irving helped the popularization of Santa Claus stories when he referred to St. Nicholas as the patron saint of New York in his book, The History of New York. As his prominence grew, Santa Claus was described as everything from a rascal with a blue three-colored hat, red waistcoat, and yellow stockings to a man wearing a broad-brimmed hat and a huge pair of Flemish trunk hosens. And I forgot to create that image there, so that's why I left this one here up. Yeah. So yeah, we're about to dive into that part right now, Dawn. We're about to dive into that part right now. But I forgot to create the wide brimmed hat version, which was the original one. So we'll just have to continue using that one. Like I said, I've been busier than a hiccup. There it is. Come on, baby, where you at? So we're going to get in. Oh, come pop up. Thank you. Please come back again. Mary, hey, William, how's it going? I'm glad to see you in here, buddy. I am so glad to see you in here. So this is where we're going to dive back into this, and so we're going to start out. There's a very popular Christmas story that people don't or know it as one thing, but it started as the other, and that was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which was not the original name of the story. In 1822, Clement Clark Moore and a exceptional minister wrote a long Christmas poem for his three daughters entitled "An Account of a Visit from St. Nicholas," which is what we know nowadays as "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Moore's poem, which he was initially hesitant to publish due to the ferocious nature of the subject, is largely responsible for our modern image of Santa Claus as a right jolly old elf. With the popularity, with the proper figure and supernatural ability to ascend a chimney with the mere nod of his head, although some of Moore's imagery was probably borrowed from other sources, his poem helped popularize the now familiar image of Santa Claus who flew from house to house on Christmas Eve in a miniature sleigh led by 8 flying reindeer to leave presents for deserving children. An account of the visit of St. Nicholas created a new and immediately popular American icon. In 1881, political cartoonist Thomas Nast drew a Moore's poem to create the first likeness that matches our modern image of Santa Claus. His cartoon, which appeared in Harper's Weekly, depicted Santa Claus as a plump, cheerful man with a full white beard, holding a sack laden with toys and for lucky children. It is NASA's who gave the Santa his bright red suit trimmed with white fur. North Pole Workshop, Elves, and his wife, Mrs. Claus. Let me see if I missed any comments here. Hey, Kevin, how's it going? I'm having to keep my notes up on this side, on this screen, because that way I can keep the artwork on this screen where you can see it. So when I get done, I have to kind of come back and check your all's comments. I apologize for that. At one point, I recall he got a helper, black dude. Yes. I didn't get onto that one, but yes, you are correct. I'm wanting to say that was not actually in America. That was actually in another country, and I forgot where it was off the top of my head, Bob. But yeah, I can't remember what country it was, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember exactly what you're talking about. But I didn't want to hit on that because, well, I'm on YouTube, so I have to kind of be careful. This is the artwork I need next. So now we're going to get into the root of Christmas, and I hate this term, but this is what the term everybody knows as, and comes from paganism. I'm really not a fan of that term. Anybody watching my show knows that that is a derogatory term created by Christian monks. Yeah, for entertainment purposes only. Exactly, Roxanne. I probably need to start making a banner for that myself. Let me get into neat taters. The origins of Christmas are complex and intertwined with various cultural and religious traditions, including some pagan elements. While Christmas is primarily celebrated as a Christian holiday, commemorating the birth of Christ, it chronicles with the winter solstice and incorporates elements from pre-Christian traditions. The winter solstice for the southern hemisphere takes place on the 20. Ooh, I forgot to put that image up. I meant to have both those up and ready. So the winter solstice from the northern hemisphere takes place on the 22nd of December, the day when Earth's axis is tilted furthest away from the sun. It is the shortest day of the year and meant to mark the beginning of winter in the northern hemisphere. But it is also a time of hope because the days begin to lengthen again as spring is coming. Ancient civilizations around the world thought that this was worthy of great celebration. When the early Christians linked these winter solstices celebrations with Christmas, it simply made the birth of Jesus that much more optimistic. A lot of people in modern world may not even know that winter celebration actually has nothing to do with the scriptures and religion. They may be even more surprised to learn that Christmas celebrations like decorating the holly, putting up a Christmas tree, and kissing under the mistletoe have a root in ancient fertility rituals. These are symbolic acts of celebration to the fertility of the earth and the approach of the sowing season. And we're going to hop into that part next here in just a second. Get back for entertainment purposes only. No, on the winter solstice, it's the shortest day of the year. Now, on the summer solstice, it's the longest day of the year. Then you got the spring equinox and the fall equinox. I'll give you. I've got a picture of Krampus, but this one here is actually steeped in a lot of the pre-Christian, what they call pagan parts of it. I couldn't get a good picture created. This was the best one I could create to kind of symbolize that. That's why I went with this. All this artwork you see is what I created today. This is all my artwork that I created. But I actually do have one for Krampus because we are going to talk about Krampus. We definitely are. Hey, Blue, how's it going? Yeah, buddy. Yeah. But I mean, in all honesty, this is where Christmas comes from, and people don't realize that. Let me get my notes. I see somebody commenting. Let me check that real quick before I put my notes up. Hey, Effer, how's it going? No worries. You're fine. You're fine. You can always watch this from the beginning later on. You're fine. We're just 23 minutes into it, and probably about 15 minutes into the history of Christmas anyway. So you didn't miss a whole lot. You're fine. Perfectly fine. I wanted to get that out of the way. Pop my notes back up here. So I won't get into that. That's so this is the reason why I don't like the term pagan. What is the word pagan? I don't like it, but it stems from Christianity talking about Paleolithic Romans. That is where the term pagan comes from. Is a Paleolithic Romans is what they're referring to. So pre-Christianity. What it essentially means is non-Christian. It could apply just as well to the Norse people in Scandinavia or the ancient Celts in the British Isles. As the Christian missionaries began to roam around Western Europe and the larger world, they used the term pagan to refer to anyone who did not share their beliefs on religion. Their multiple gods were classed within a single category of pagan gods. In the first few centuries of Christianity, the Christians wanted to spread the religion around Europe, but they were also quite fascinated by the religions that already existed. They knew that it would be difficult for ordinary people to divorce themselves from the old ways and accept this new way. So this is where we're starting to see everything intertwined together. This included the celebrations of the winter solstice. They had to give people something familiar and known. Given that Jesus was born around the same time, which technically if you listen to it, it was pretty much fall, because it says yet the livestock was still in the fields, which actually put Jesus's birth somewhere around more of the fall time frame, spring to fall time frame, and not winter, because the livestock was still in fields. And in ancient times, come wintertime, they always brought the livestock back inside, which was the manger, the cave that they held their livestock in, that Mary and Joseph was in when they gave birth to Jesus. People don't stop and think about that. Given them was born around the same time, it was easy enough to incorporate existing traditions into the celebration of the birth of Jesus. So I wanted to kind of hit that a little bit. Yeah, I'm a proud heathen too, Dead Wolf. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been called heathen most of my life, man. I'm that don't go. Yeah, here we go. A lot of beliefs came from pagans. Absolutely, Don. You're 100% correct on that, buddy. In a lot of your holidays, beliefs, your customs, your traditions, your words, the days of the week, the months, all of this stuff actually stems from this, and people don't know that. It's almost as if two stories have been merged together, and that's what happened, Bob. And that's what I was kind of hitting on this, was the fact that this is actually two things merged together to create one, which is what we know it is. I'm just a savage. Heck yeah, William. Livestock needed a barn. Actually, yes, they did, Dead Wolf. And in times of the birth of Jesus Christ, what we call Jesus Christ, his actual name is actually Yeshua. In the actual birth of Yeshua, they didn't always have barns. If you actually study in where he was actually born, there was a cave next to the building that they kept their livestock in. That is where he was born. So he was actually born in a cave. But it takes a lot of studying. A lot of studying to understand that stuff. What is my next one here? The Roman Saturnalia Festival. That is an interesting, wicked, interesting thing right there. Yeah. Make sure I've got it up on the screen. Oh. What's that, Heifer? Scholars are saying April 1st and calling April Fool's Day people for that is a very popular one. Absolutely, Kevin. I can't 100% tell you. That's why I say it's usually spring to fall time frame, giving by the description of what was going on. But the most popular belief, and the evidence will support that it most likely was absolutely April 1st time frame. So, yes. Yeah, I can't dispute that, buddy, because it's pretty close to accurate. Very, very close to accurate. I'm not too triggered by certain versions of Jesus's character. However, the fundamentals hellfire version will set me off. So let's get into there we go. The people of ancient Rome celebrated the winter solstice with the festival of Saturnalia. It was meant as a way to celebrate and give thanks to the Roman god of agriculture, Saturn. By the time winter solstice came out, the last planting season had been completed. Thus, ancient Romans could then happily engage an entire week of festivities. The Saturnalia festival was usually celebrated between the 17th and the 24th of December. Even now, Christmas is not really a celebration of one day. It is called the Christmas season. And the festivities start well in advance of the 25th of December. In the Saturnalia festival, 25th of December was considered the climax and had a special name called Brumella. During Saturnalia and Brumella, all social hierarchies were overturned. The people, including the Roman slaves, indulged in widespread merrymaking. The slaves could even take part in public celebrations and not work on the last day of the festival. Public gambling was a big event, and everyone was allowed to wear colorful clothes. The Pythagorean, man, I'm going to mess this word up. The Fyrigan cap, which is the Santa Claus cap, worn by the freed Roman slaves, were worn as a symbol of the freedom of the season. Many of the modern Christmas traditions originated in ancient Roman Empire. However, there might have been a darker side to Saturnalia festival. An ancient Roman civilization would be elected as citizen would be elected as the Lord of Misrule for the period of 30 days for the festival. This was temporarily king of sorts who would preside over the wild party and drunken antics during the celebration. On the last day, this Lord of Misrule would be sacrificed to Saturn on the altar. This marked the end of anarchy and the return of social conventions. There is no conclusive evidence for this, although folklorists like James Fraser and Mikhail Bakhtin have theorized about this. The Romans had another festival around the same time, Des Natalis, Salis Invicti, birth of the invisible sun. This was dedicated to the Iranian sun god Mithra. In pre-Zoroastrian Iran, Mithra was the god of the sun, justice, and war. He was heavily associated with the Roman sun god Sol. Emperor Aurelian, I can't say his name, declared that the 25th of December was the birthday of the unconquerable sun, and it was a festival mostly celebrated by upper-class male Romans. In fact, Mithricism was a special and selected cult. It is interesting that Christmas dedicated to celebrate the birth of Jesus on this very day. What also is interesting is that one of the epics of Jesus is the Son of Justice. So we're kind of seeing how that's combined in there. Let me get caught up. Hey, Juno, let me get conned up on some of my comments here. Hey, David, how's it going? Yeah, no joke, bro. I'm trying to get caught up on the comments here. Okay. Before I get on to the next one. My ex's friends and relatives actually believe that I am Satan. I wear the great horn of pride and a good kind of pride won't make a dead wolf. Heck yeah, man. Good to hear. Good to hear. Let me get the next one ready. What are you doing, Snow? The Yule. My favorite one. Dude, come on. Stop. 9. Stopa. You know better. Behave. So we're going to get into my favorite one, which is tied to me, and that's called the Yule. Yeah. So this is Norse. This is a Norse holiday. Well, not Scandinavian, Germanic. In all actuality, this is Germanic. All the German tribes, which is Scandinavians, the Norse, the Danes, all that were, even the Saxons, were all of Germanic descent. And they all practice. That's why the language is similar. The customs are similar. The gods are similar. The traditions are similar because they're all Germanic. So other than Saturnalia, one of the festivals that had a huge influence on Christmas was the Yule, celebrated largely by Norse people in Northern Europe, which is actually all Germanic tribes. actually celebrated it. Many of the old Yule traditions have become Christmas traditions today. Celebrations lasted 12 days. This is where you get the 12 days of Christmas from. And Christmas traditions today, celebrating the last 12 days, and huge bonfires were lit. Feasting and drinking were a big part of this celebration. And the night before, Yule was called Mother's Night. The Yule tree was decorated around the time of the winter solstice, and the Yule log would be lit so that families could feast and be merry by the fire all night. The Yule ham was a huge aspect of this celebration since the boar was sacred to Vanir, god Freyr. He was a Volnir, sacred to the Volnir god Freyr. I misspelled that, so I apologize. It's actually Volnir. The Christians have appropriated many of these traditions to celebrate Christmas. My gosh. Another important holiday during the winter solstice was the birthday of the Greek god Dionysus, the Greek god of wine. Man, I can't say his name. Dionysus. Anyways, was celebrated with a wild revelry, fetish, drunkenness, and merrymaking on the 12 days. His birthday was supposed to be the 25th of December. The festival was called the Bacchahanala and was marked by wildness and excess. In Finland, the sun goddess Biwi was celebrated during this time. She was said to ride on a sleigh made of reindeer bones, reindeer sleigh, and pulled by a white reindeer. Perhaps she was the precursor to Santa Claus. The Slavic people had their own winter solstice festivals. The Karakan is a holiday that is celebrated in honor of the black god Shrinborg. Very similar to Samhain and Halloween. This was the day when the Slavic gods associated with darkness and decay were most potent. However, the white god or the sun god is resurrected the next day and triumphs again. Ancient Slavs lit fires in the cemeteries and crossroads on this day to keep their loved ones warm. Feasts were organized in honor the dead and in honor of the dead and to feed them. These practices have merged with modern Christmas traditions. Let me pop this down here. Get rid of that one. Bring this other one back up. Okay. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, really it is. I mean, look how many times you and me have made that connection, William. I mean, we're seeing it more and more all the time. All the time. Oh no, that sucks, Tim. Yeah, he's up here. He was laying on the pillow behind me most of the time. Now he's like, "Yep, it's time to be back in your lap." Yes, that one there. Oh my Lord. You guys are great. You know that. You guys are freaking top notch. This is going to be a little bit of a longer one. We're diving deeper into the winter solstice. Many of Christmas traditions that we've celebrated today are descendants from these traditions. This includes the practice of exchanging gifts, decorating a house and trees, door-to-door carolers, and the use of holly and mistletoe, and even the kind of food that is usually prepared. For instance, the Yule log, a cake commonly eaten in the Western Europe, which I ate some last weekend, is more symbolic than anything now. Meant to invoke the bonfires of the ages past. Hundreds of years ago, it was found that the winter solstice ceremony of the indigenous people of the northern North Pole, especially the Koryaks of Siberia and the Kamakandols, had similar traditions to the ones of the last century's Christmas Eve. Now, oh, I need to get that one ready here. I'll just go ahead and leave that up. The Antonipa muscura is a striking and characteristic in appearance with the red hat and the white dots. It grows in the ground near trees such as perch pine. The latter, for the indigenous people of the north, are trees of life, a name that is related to their great height. Therefore, the place where the flying mushrooms grew was the place of particular value. The toxicity of the Amanita muscura when ingested is high, so before taking it, they had to dehydrate them on the branches of the pines. A second possibility was to put them in socks and spread them over the fireplace. An image that closely resembles the Christmas traditions of hanging Christmas stockings over the chimney, or the traditions of hanging Christmas boots over the chimney, the stockings over the fireplace. Additionally, the reindeer were a great help in reducing the toxicity of the mushroom, since they can eat this mushroom without suffering the side effects of its venom. Thus, the urine of the animal was used, since they had already filtered the harmful components of the mushroom, but which still maintained the hallucinogenic effects. After the shaman had ingested the mushroom or drank of the urine of the reindeer, the hallucinations and reactions of the mushroom began, such as feeling of joy, desire to sing, and an increased muscle tone, as many physical efforts were easier to perform. In these ancestral communities of the Arctic, the winter solstice, which occurs around December 21st, was the ceremony of the festival date. Rituals were conducted that were guided by shamans who. There we go. Who collected the mushroom, also called. Oh, wait, I think I read that one. Yep. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Who collected the mushrooms also had called fly acaric, which was powerful hallucinogenic properties. The legend says that during their trips, the shamans managed to see the future of the community. They can turn into animals and fly towards the North Star in search of knowledge to share with the rest of the people. At the end of their hallucinogenic experience, they would return to the group in their yurt, the type of housing typically of the inhabitants of the region at the time, and meet with the important men of the town to begin with the solstice ceremony. In tradition to sharing their visions with the community, shamans' prophetic journeys are believed to be related to the idea that Santa Claus travels with his sleigh and reindeer through the skies to deliver gifts. The gift giving by the shamans was the knowledge that the mushrooms gave them. In addition to sharing portions of it is also among the presents. Another similarity with the Christmas imagination is that the entrance to the yurts was a hole in the roof because the main door was covered with snow. Thus, the shaman made his appearance descending from the highest part of the house, similar to Santa Claus descending through the chimney. Clothing is another similarity since the honor of the mushroom. The shamans dressed in red and white clothing um, and to protect themselves from the snow. They used large reindeer antler boots, no, sorry, large reindeer leather boots over time turned back. Let me. Oh, the whole time that wasn't up. I'm sorry, guys. This whole time that wasn't up. Hey, Val. Let me get caught up in. He's having a weird dream. For entertainment purposes only. Absolutely. Okay. People don't even know how it can be about anyone think it's about Jesus, but it's not because people don't seek out the truth about things they celebrate and all the lies or of what is it really is. Ohio Bigfoot, I mean, yeah, that's the thing is there's so much history steeped in this holiday. It's not even it's not even funny, man. But yeah, I mean, you're right. All contents in the podcast tonight are claimed under the Fair Use Copyright Act of 1776. All artwork is created by me, myself, and I, E.D. Testerman. Yes, for entertainment purposes only. Yeah. See you, David. Oh, wait. Did I read that wrong? Oh, sorry, Val. See you, Val. Um, now now I feel I need to give Magic Restrooms his presents on Christmas. This is great. Yeah, man, it's so weird what people used to do. Who was it that came up with the December 25th? That was the monks, the Christian monks. um, they did that to take over the holidays of the pre-Christians. So the winter solstice was around that time. Technically, is actually it's today. Today's the winter solstice, the 22nd of December, and so they. What the hell just happened? Huh. Interesting. So that's where all this stems from. Was they took over the winter solstice and created what we know as Christmas nowadays, and that's why Christmas is celebrated during that time. Gift giving right here. That is the one I need next. And there we go. Um, I'm not 100% sure on that, but that sounds familiar, Heifer. I will need to look into that to be sure. Oh, and that's why I'm shadow banned. I got to do that entertainment purpose. I forget. I got to make something for that because I have that same issue. I ain't been shadow banned yet, but it is what it is. Bulletproof monks. Yeah, I like the movie. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ohio Bigfoot. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's what I wasn't 100% sure, but I was thinking that sounded right. So the 25th was also Nimrod's birthday. Yeah. Which that all stems back to ancient Sumerian. So the gift giving and caroling. Gift giving is a common practice during most festivals. These are occasions where we can show our affection for our loved ones in the form of marital presents. Leaving Christmas gifts under the Christmas tree might be a very modern practice, but the very act of giving gifts to your family is as old as humans themselves. The Romans gave each other small gifts during Saturnalia in the hope of the bountiful harvest the next day. It was a way of wishing each other good luck. Even Christmas carols have an ancient root. The Christmas carols in themselves and the lyrics might be more modern, but traditionally is probably Anglo-Saxon. The Anglo-Saxons' traditions of going door to door singing to your neighbors was called wassailing. It came from the. Oh wait, you know what? I'm sorry. I forgot to put up my artwork. Let me get back into this. I don't know why I keep forgetting to do that. It came from the phrase "weishel," meaning good health. Every year, the singers would roam around the village in small groups, surrendering their neighbors and serenading their neighbors and uh, wishing away the evil spirits and the bad health. Way sailors usually carried a traditional drink with them made of mulled ale, roasted apples, spice, eggs, sugar, and curdled cream. Sounds like a very Christmassy drink, doesn't it? Eggnog, y'all. The birth of eggnog, right there. St. Francis in the 13th century took inspiration from the way sailors and began the Christmas tradition of door to door caroling. Holly and mistletoe were both sacred plants from the pre-Christians. Kissing under the mistletoe and decorating homes with holly were originally the pre-Christian traditions. Now they have become such a staple part of Christmas that it would be difficult to imagine a holiday without them. During Saturnalia, the Romans would exchange wreaths made of holly for good luck. Holly was a holy plant that was associated with Saturn, the god of agriculture. Early Christians were very lucky that the festivity of Saturnalia almost coincided with the birth of Yeshua. Since they were often heavily precursored, Saturnalia gave them a cover to celebrate their own festival without being discovered. Thus, they began to take on this custom and decorating their homes with holly to make it look like they were celebrating Christmas. This made it easier for them to recognize each other in the midst of other communities. They continued the practice even after pre-Christian religion disappeared from Europe. Kissing under the mistletoe, one of the most popular Christmas traditions, also has pre-Christian roots. This ancient Norse, Celtic, and Druid were all obsessed with mistletoe to a certain extent. Also, the plant was considered sacred to Saturn, and the ancient Romans would perform fertility rituals under it. I didn't create the artwork for that one for a reason. In other words, they made whoopee under the mistletoe plant for the sake of a bountiful harvest. A kiss is certainly a step down from that. For the Druids, mistletoe stood for peace and joy. When two entities met under the spring of the sprig of a mistletoe, they were required to drop their weapons and form a truce till the next day. Kissing under the mistletoe is a metaphorical truce of sorts. The plant was supposed to be protected from evil spirits and magical powers. Let me get back up here. Did you? Thanks, Roxanne. She did. She was very big into that Ohio Bigfoot. Yes, Tim. You mean bird flu nog? Oh my gosh, man, that is great. Uh, oh man, I forgot my notes on Krampus. So not cool. This one here, when we was talking about the shamans drinking the piss of the reindeers, they were actually eating these mushrooms, and they filter out the toxins. So I mean, that's in all honesty, that's what they were doing, and it was just which is actually steeped in Norse Norse traditions too, and of course, decorating the Christmas tree came about during this time frame as well. No worries, brother William. You have a good one, my brother. So the decorating of Christmas trees, the bonfires, the food, all this stuff comes about, from all these different cultures of pre-Christianity. Drop that one. Drop that one. Who here knows about Krampus? There you go, Bob. I just realized, though, I forgot to put my Krampus notes in. Yes, it is. But I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I want it. I've had to do it during survival training. I'm not in survival training mode. But whenever we talk about the berserkers and the Ulfanar and the Bear Clan and all that other stuff, this I created all this today, Bob. That's my artwork. One of the things they talked about when it came to the berserkers and the Ulfanar and all them was sometimes when someone would drink the potions which caused them to transform into that, some would drink the piss of them people too to gain some of that as well. Yeah, I created that today. I did. I created that one today for Krampus. Oh crap! He put you in that tree trunk. Oh, Krampus is you got yin and yang. If you study most of your ancient cultures, Chinese, Japanese, they talk about yin and yang, good and evil. Native Americans, you got the white wolf, the black wolf. I mean, all this stuff is you'll see it throughout religions throughout the world is very same. There's always good. Without good, there's not evil. Without evil, there's not good. You always got to have a perfect balance of both good and evil. Sadly, in Christmas, you do as well. Krampus is the evil side of Christmas. So Krampus was known to, so giving coal is a polite version of what Krampus does to you. So if you misbehave and Santa gives you a coal for Christmas, technically that comes from Krampus. Krampus would give you a bell sometimes to warn you. Who would have started drinking deer pee and who had the idea of getting to feed? That was the Siberian people, the shamans. Oh, top of the hour. Thank you, Roxanne. It's the top of the hour, so let's get our Dark Angel Medical done deal. If you're looking for the best medical kits on the market, look no further than Dark Angel Medical. Carrie Pocket Doc Davis makes the absolute very best first aid and trauma kits. You can use FSA and HSA to purchase these kits. Use Cryptid 20 for 20% off. He's supposed to have emailed me messaged me my discount code. I've got to message him again. He's been busy, so that's why I've been hitting him up too hard. So I'll be having my own discount code here soon. For now, just use DA Roberts Cryptid 20 for 20% off. If you can't afford to pay for these, because you're going to pay, I mean, they're not cheap, folks. I'm not going to lie to you. You pay for what you get, and you get the absolute very best through Dark Angel Medical. They do have Sezzle, and that's what I use to buy these kits is Sezzle. If you want to learn how to use their kits, you go to YouTube to Dark Angel Medical, or you go, where'd you go? Right there. Or you can go to Instagram to Dark Angel Medical, and Pocket Doc puts out videos on how to use his kits and how to properly assess a wound and care for a wound and all that other stuff. The man has some phenomenal stuff out on his YouTube and Instagram, so I highly suggest to go check out. Bob, that sounds familiar. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I have heard that before. I would have to look into it, but I have heard scuttlebutt that they did fill them with pee originally. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I thought I put that in my notes. Yeah, they do. Um, Kevin, I'll take a look at that here in just a second. Firewater's good to see you. Yeah, I'll check that in a sec. I appreciate that because I was got looking in here. I was like, oh man, my Krampus ain't in there. So I plumb scattered brain that off. Let me get into my phone here. Get to me. Yep, there it is. Oh, what? Wrong one. There we go. If I can get it to pop up. So this character here, dude, he is definitely the evil side of Christmas. The word Krampus comes from the German word Krampen, which means claw. The figure is believed to have originated from stories of house spirits such as kobolds or elves. In alpine regions, young men traditionally dress up as Krampus on the evening of December 5th to frighten children and women. This night, the is known as Kramp Krampusnacht. I can't say it very well. That's a if you even see, you can look up the videos on YouTube. What they do. You think we have bad stuff here? Yeah, no. Hey, Juno, have a good one. Um, Krampus has appeared in several animated shows, including the Venture Brothers, Scooby Doo, Mystery Incorporated, and American Dad. Um, Krampus is a horned, half demon, half goat monster from Central Europe folklore who punishes children who misbehave at Christmas. Krampus is described as having dark hair, horns, and fangs. He is often depicted wearing animal skins, uh, carved wooden mask, and chains, and carrying bells on a long stick. Krampus is the devilish companion of Saint Nicholas, who rewarded good children with presents, while Krampus punished the bad. Krampus is said to be naughty children or to beat naughty children with branches and sticks, and in some cases eat them or take them to hell. Hey Demos, how's it going? Yeah, yeah, no joke, Firewater. So you can see why people didn't want to upset Krampus, but he would come to you in your bed and he would beat you or eat you or drag you off to hell if you misbehave. So they actually do have a festival on every year on December 5th over there, and literally drunken men will dress as Krampus and go around beating kids and women to remind them to behave. So they walk around with sticks beating these people. It's wicked. It is freaking wicked. But you can watch the videos on YouTube. They actually have videos of it on YouTube. Just look up Krampus Festival. I think it'd be a quick way to do it. Yeah, Firewater it is. But I mean, where this stuff originates from, there in the Alps, that is very, very steeped in their tradition. It's things they've practiced for generations upon generations upon generations. Yeah, you definitely don't want to meet this dude for misbehaving. Krampus wasn't a friendly dude. But so that's him. And we still got some time. I'm going to hit the conclusion part of it, and we can get into answers after that. Conclusion: as we can see that ancient Christians incorporated several pagan or pre-Christian traditions while celebrating Christmas. Perhaps at the time they did it for a sense of safety. Perhaps it was because they genuinely enjoyed those costumes. Looking at these Christmas traditions and customs, it became even more evident that early Christians were not really converts of Judaism. Yeshua may have been a Jew, but most of his followers were those of outskirts and on the outskirts and fringes of society, and they incorporated the customs they were used to in the festival. So, brothers and sisters, in the end, how you celebrate Christmas is truly up to you. Either way, you are following a tradition, either stolen or not. The modern term, uh, the modern term paganism is used to describe many of ancient festivals and beliefs that had been incorporated into the modern theme of Christmas. Go forth and celebrate the birth of Christ. There is no denying that he is the Savior of man. But also remember, ancient beliefs are not wrong as well. After all, it is not man's place to judge man, but God's place to judge man. Judge ye not, lest ye be judged the same. He apparently missed my neighbor's house because I was hell on wheels as a child. The name Firewater came from my grandmother because I was such a spitfire. I can see that. I can honestly see that being a part of you, man. I really can. Um, so we see how a lot of this stuff, and some of my other notes are still missing out of this too. I didn't get a chance to kind of hit this up until really, really late, sadly, um, because I was so busy with things to do. Nein, Stopa, be still. But we also got to consider, too, a very big factor that plays into modern day Christmas, and that is big corporations. Big corporations, and we're not going to name the names live on here, play a huge part. I mean, we kind of touched a little bit into it with the modern day Santa tied with Coca-Cola, how Coca-Cola designed him, brought him out as a marketing scheme. What they may have started it, but all the other corporations through since then have always adapted their own part of it as well. I can tell you, Urso, I'm not. And I learned the hard way that if you pick your own switch and you don't do it to their standards, a rose bush without the thorns taken off does not feel good. So I learned real quick, you make sure that you pick the correct branch for disciplinary actions when I was a kid growing up. So, I mean, and so that's why I always tell people, it's like, man, it doesn't matter to me how you celebrate Christmas. Celebrate it in what way fits you. I just like people to know where this actually come from. Yeah. Yeah. Those were the days, bro. Those were the days. I like Yule. I'm Norse, but I got Norse background because of my bloodline. So I mean, Yule is big for me. Branches, oh man, panel molding is just what. Oh yes, or the leather strap used to sharpen the straight razors. Ooh man, those things will put a wallop on you. Hey Smurfy. Fire is a birch. But corporations, I mean, look at it now. When I was growing up, I don't know if y'all can remember this, but for me growing up, you didn't have the next holiday until the current one was over. And now you're getting 2 holidays prior to the holidays, they're coming out with it. It's all marketing. It's all about making money. They want you to spend that hard-earned money you got, and so they're constantly putting it out. And come that holiday, say you need something that you forgot, you didn't realize until that day. You go to the store, you're not going to find it because they've already got the next 2 holidays out. Yeah, that stuff ain't fun, Firewater. Oh man, yeah, I know. Yeah, Roxanne, you're so full of crap too. I'm waiting for that to pop up, but I can see it in my little deal there. Yeah. Angel, this halo was held up by horns. You're 100% right, Ohio Bigfoot. 100% right. It's all about the money. And this is something we need. And I'm trying to get this into my kids' head. I mean, this is a, because they're so used to me, me, me. I want, I want, I want. Give me, give me, give me, give me. Spending time with your family is the very most important thing about this holiday. You know, screw the gifts. The gift should be being with your family, sharing a hot meal, sharing stories, singing, reading of things. Smurfy, correcto mundo. This is truly what it should mean for you. So, I mean, that's why I encourage people. It's like, man, get away from the corporate side. And that's why I love doing the history on this stuff, man. Because y'all hear that thumping around? I'm the only one here. Oh, it's probably the damn goats. Um, but I encourage you, teach the young ones, the younglings, the Padawans, the whatever you want to call them. Teach them the true meaning, and that's being a family. Very, very important. I'm waiting for yours to pop up, Smurf. There it is. That's why I made sure my kids didn't believe in Santa and not going to let no fat guy in a red suit steal the affection from things I do. And I waited till they got a certain age, and I told them, I was like, okay, I did tell them, but I said, in all actuality, he is real because I am him. The true rule of thumb came from the days when you could beat your wife as long as the stick wasn't. Yes, yes, that is actually where that came from, Kevin. Yes, but I always told him, I was like, so I never lied to you because I'm Santa. So I mean, it is. Of course, I'm fluffy, so it kind of makes sense. I don't have the white hair and long beard, but I got the hat that I forgot on my dresser. So, but that's what I try to encourage people. The Yule time festivals and all that stuff, man. It was people getting together. Unless the holiday meal is laced with Prozac and Xanax, I'll be passing and spending holidays with my family. Man, I mean, I love eating food and fellowshipping with my family and my friends. And that's what I told mine too, Smurfy. When I revealed it to him, I did too. Hey, DA, just oh yeah, never mind. You texted me. That's right. I brain farted. I was going to say I sent you something, but I remember you. Yeah. Send my holidays with a phone call across the big pond for Germany. Yeah. I mean, that's a way you're still connecting, Roxanne. You're still connecting with your loved ones, even if oh crap. Even if you got to do it that way, you're still celebrating the holidays with your loved ones. And I spent many holidays in that same situation. I didn't have the luxury of, being there for my kids' first Christmas or whatever it is, I've spent quite a bit of them in the big kid litter box across the big pond. Watching my kids, listening to my kids' first words, or watching them walk, or their holidays, or their birthdays. I've spent them overseas. So, I mean, that is something to, I mean, it's just a part of life, but at least you're doing it. I do to a point, Firewater. I do to a point just because of tradition. And I'll be honest with you, that's what it is. It's tradition. Hey, Scott. That is one of the biggest reasons why. Um, it's been a while since I've put up a tree. My youngest daughter wanted a tree put up, so we did. Um, we got one up. I mean, I've got some gifts for her, but at the same time, my kids also know the truth about the holiday. So that's why I always encourage people, regardless of where it stems from, what the roots are, what it is about, celebrate it what makes you feel most comfortable way of celebrating it. I've got to look for my new picture here. And I think I went past it somewhere. There we go. It's actually my backdrop. This one here I created, man, a cryptid Christmas. Um, but so that's what I would encourage you guys to do. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and tell somebody how they're going to celebrate something, how they're not. That's on you, y'all. So, but the origins behind them is, and you can see when we started talking about these ancient religions, and how they're incorporated what we know as Christmas nowadays. If you're looking for my books, the same as you do at D.A. Roberts, the exact same thing. Go to Amazon, type in, for me, it's E.D. Testerman. For D.A., it's D.A. Roberts. And you'll find our books on Amazon. You know, DA is a phenomenal author. Can't wait to listen to his reading tonight. Now that he's feeling better, you know, he's got his deal going on right after this show in about 34 minutes or 44 minutes. Will be his. We'll be cutting this one a little short today, so everybody can get over to DA's DX Machina to listen to his books. But go to Amazon and look up our names, and you'll be able to find our books. I used to partake in the devil's lettuce before I was forced to spend the time with my mother, would bake myself into oblivion. I gave it up to have a job in retirement. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I created that the other day just for this show. Glad to hear that you have had a lot of people praying for you, dear. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it has been. It's good to have him up and going again. Yeah, Yuletide, that is. Yeah, I mean, the Yule Festival. I had a Yule log last weekend. That's why I didn't have a Saturday show. Is because I was at a Christmas party, and you know, as always, had to partake of the Yule log. Yeah, you're lucky though. I ain't retired yet. You know, I still got 10 more years. If everything plays out right, I can retire early. So I can retire in 10 years at the age of 55. And that's my plan. I'm set up to be able to retire at that age. So unless something drastically happens and our economy is destroyed worse than it is right now, I should be able to retire in 10 years. I'm retired young enough that I can still go out and do more investigations and travel the world doing investigations, because that's something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to travel the world outside of the military. I'm me, man. So if I'm going to a country and it's got cryptids and supernatural or mythological stuff, my butt's going to go look. Smurfy. Oh my gosh. You guys got any questions for tonight's show? Yeah. I mean, except for when your chomper monsters go flying out across the room, snapping through the air, going ta 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 ta. Oh man. But so I'm got a feeling I'm forgetting something on this, and I've actually been doing like 4 or 5 things damn near at the same time today. I've got my laundry. That's part of the reason why I was running a little late too, because I had to go over. I had to go to the back and swap out my laundry. Had to change my shirt out. Trying to get something emailed. Trying to get last my notes done. I mean, I was just going bam, 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 bam. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm dreading it. I'm already wearing bifocals. You gotta wind them up first. Apparently, all you gotta do is open your mouth and they go. Da, 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 da. Yeah. I mean, and that Scott. I mean, I do. I mean, I want to go back to Australia, and Parrot Dog sitting right here. He's napping. You know, I want to travel back to Australia and look up the Yowie and the Dogmen. You know, because I haven't been there since 2001. I want to go back and check that stuff out. Krampus is not at the North Pole. Krampus is in the Alps, the Alpine Mountains, the Alps. Germany, Austria. I'm a Germany and Austria. Watching my teeth says they want to bite you. But yeah, it's. I've always, if you guys know me for a while, you've been watching. I mean, I've been doing this for a hair over a year now. I've always, even when I was a kid, questioned things, and I questioned Christmas. I questioned Easter. I questioned all them holidays. It's like none of this makes sense when you're reading the Bible and you're listening to them talking about stuff. They contradict each other. And hey, Richard, how's it going? And that's why I've always had a problem with it. And it's just me in my mind, man. I don't know what you call it, a Sheldon mind, because I mean, I just like that. Wait a minute, that makes no sense. I've never seen it early or either, Richard. I've not seen it early or either. I'm pretty sure. I think it's called Krampus. Seen it. They even got more than one. I don't think I've seen any of them. I retired early too, but I still got youngins in the elementary. Also, almost middle school, so I ain't going to even. Oh, that sucks. As they get to high school boat time, heck yeah, man. There you go, fire. Oops, there you go, firewater. Oops, they just went out the door heading your place. I got a shotgun. I ain't worried, it's right here. It was a decent movie. I think it was from a few years. I might have to look into it, man. Oh, I forgot about that, Tim. You're right. That is tomorrow, ain't it? I knew there was something about the 23rd I was trying to remember. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting time. I forgot he was doing that, actually. That kind of bothers me. How next to the tomb of Christ, you got the tomb of Lucifer, and you're going there to unlock a portal to hell. And you're supposed to be the Pope. You're the right hand of God. And you're doing something like that. Come on. You go after them choppers. Edie, I'll stay back here and guard when I can. I got a 12 gauge, man. I'm pretty decent with it. Jason Q is playing it live. No kidding. I'll check it out. I'd have to go check it out. So, yeah, tomorrow I've got a regular day of work. And then Tuesday we got a half a day with our Christmas lunch. And then off Wednesday, back to work again Thursday. So I've got one of those weeks. Social insanity these days makes for humorous questions like, if you identify as a ball and I hit you with my car, do I go to jail? Yeah, good point. It's supposed to be St. Peter's tomb. They literally, I was listening to them talking. They said Lucifer's tomb. I know you said but I was watching them, and this cardinal. I think he was a cardinal. Was talking about it, and he called it directly. He called it Lucifer's tomb. How many months are there in a year in the old days? So in the original calendar, the calendar we should be on is 13 months, 28 days, which follows the lunar cycle. So I think it still comes out to 365, but it's the same thing. I can't remember when they changed it to 12 months. 30 and 31 and 28. But the original calendar is 13 months, 28 days. I hide the arms around the house, so I'm always have one nearby. Yeah, I've got that, or a pig sticker. Hey, Richard. Besides being able to do super stickers, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee .com/bizarre and the unknown to donate to the show if you want to. Maybe Peter's Norse too. Do we still have tranny fluid, or is it general? I question that too. But yeah, it was kind of weird because I was watching that cardinal talk about it, and he was mad. I mean, this cardinal's mad. He's like, why is the Pope doing this? You know, he was upset about this, and he made it. He slipped up and said Lucifer's tomb, and that's why I was like, man, did I hear that right? So I had to rewind it a little bit and check it again, and sure as I'll get out, he said Lucifer's tomb. I was like, why is the two there? They do. They Ohio Bigfoot, you're absolutely correct. They really do. 100%. My hole puncher and rain stickers are always nearby. Heck yeah, man. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Julius. Was it Julius Caesar? I thought it happened after him. Maybe it was him. Yeah, it could be Julius Caesar. I can't remember off the top of my head. For some reason, I was thinking it was somebody else. Sadly, a lot of it is. Not every single one of them, Richard, but sadly, yes. There's a lot of them I agree to that too. I heard it right then too. Something is wrong with it. See, okay, so thank you, Heifer. Thank you. I'm not the only one that heard that. Yeah, I was like, what? I had to rewind that for a second and hear him say it again. There you go, Roxanne. I'm not the only one that heard that. Oh my God. I was like, I can't believe this is what's happening. They always tell you the truth at some point. Yeah, they have to. Yeah. You just have to pay attention to when they, well, not only that, and now they can say when people start throwing a fit about it, they go, well, we did tell you we was going to do that. It's not my fault you didn't understand us. We said it. You know, no play it. Here's what we said. That's how they justify doing what they're doing. So I'm actually shocked nobody's noticed my new addition to my wall. The thing is, the Vatican is rich, but there are poor churches out there that are dirt. Yeah, and you're absolutely right, Roxanne. There is. Absolutely right. The Pope will use a silver hammer to knock 3 times. Yes. Yep, I've heard that too. Yeah. You guys noticed last week I had a new addition to my wall? I love that thing. Yeah, I mean, I did too. It blew my mind when I heard that, Heifer. It blew my mind. Yep, yo, Bigfoot. Yeah, I put that up last weekend, last Thursday. I'm actually shocked I hadn't heard. I was like, man, nobody said anything about that. I was thinking to see that thing. I was trying to, actually, no, I'm sorry. It was a Friday night I put it up because I was backstage with William. And I was like, man, I got to adjust this just right. So I had him look and he going, yeah, right there's where it goes. So stuck it. So originally it was right up there. And then when I redid my wall the other day, oh, Smurfy. Oh, thank you, You're badass, Smurfy. Smurfy just hit me up, super stickered me $9.99. Granny said you left your pink thong at her place. I'm just reimbursing because she plans on keeping it for her next COVID mask. That's awesome, man. I love that. That is awesome. Dude, that made my night. That was hilarious. I love that. I think they need exercised over there, but who? I'm sorry, man. That was hilarious, Murphy. But who would do it? Yeah, I mean that's the thing too. And like they oh my gosh, this thing jumped quick. Dude, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Watch out, I'll give you a brown loop. um, the thing is, there is an actual way that Yeshua taught us how to. We're supposed to all be allowed to exorcise demons, and that is, yeah, brown liver. Yeah, no kidding, man. There's hair in my. No comment. That was a good one, dude. That was hilarious. I started reading that. I was like, oh my God, that is great, dude. That is the best of all time so far, right there. Um, I'm trying to get back on my train of thought. So Yeshua actually, in the true Bible, we have a way of being able to exorcise demons, and we're all have the power to do it, and that's why he wanted us to have it. But the Catholic Church removed that, and they keep it to a separate sect of priests that perform exorcisms. So, but in all actuality, we're all supposed to be able to do it. Tim, with their powers combined, you get a virus protection and can floss at the same time. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. If you guys are looking for a great handmade knife, man, look no further than Brock Blades. Ken Brock hand makes his own knives, or hand forges his own knives. They're awesome. I'm actually been working on him to get me an old Viking CX made. He can't make anything over 10 inches though, so that's what we're kind of working on. Sure did, Tim. He sure did. I suppose you could use my name since I'm told that I'm. Oh man, I've been called many a names in my lifetime. I will. Hey Jeff, but so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I mean, what kind of practices do you guys? Do you guys do modern Christmas practices, or do you guys do a more traditional, old school one? Oh, the weather outside. Oh, never mind. I can't sing that. I'm on live. I got my own version of that song. It just popped in my head for some reason. Buddy, you can't be. No, come on, man. You can't be right up in my face like that, dude. You know better. But give me a few minutes and I'll let you out. I know you need to go outside, but you gotta give me a few minutes. Yes, he's not home. That's no joke. That's Firewater. That's no joke. We can make this the clown channel. That's awesome. Just change a lewd lang scene to hold my beer. Yeah, I remember them days of being like that. Sit down here, bub. Lay down here. I'll let you out in a minute. I know, buddy. Sorry, boars crowding me. Bud, you can't be in my lap. You can't. No, you can't be in my lap. Now, I'll let you out in a minute. Just use your manners. You need to use your manners. I love you too, bud. I love you too. If he could, he probably would. I don't celebrate at all, but I will eat like crazy. My mom makes a mean pot of collard greens. Oh God, yeah. I mean, we were talking about, how the Norse during Yule they eat the ham, and that's where the term Christmas ham comes from. Is actually the Yule, Yule time celebration. Is partaking of the ham. You better not do what I think you're doing. You'll get in trouble. Boar. Get in here and lay down. You know better. Yeah, I've learned how to make them too. And they're pretty good if they're done right. I generally don't either, but my daughter likes to. And yes, it's tied to the Yule. So, I mean, I don't have an issue with it. Um, I'll be honest with you, I just don't want to mess with it. And I'm not one of the, I mean, if I'm going to do it, we're going to do it traditionally too. And I don't put mine up until after Thanksgiving. No matter how bad they want to put it up. Nine. Stopa. Sorry, guys. No matter how bad they want to, and there so many people are doing, and it's all part of the corporation. The corporation has warped people's mind where they start putting the Christmas tree up way early. You're not supposed to put it up till after Thanksgiving. Oh my! Wow! Whoa, dude, that is foul. Ugh. Wow. Got to put a hammock in there. Or hammock in there. Yeah, I mean that's where the tradition of the Christmas ham actually comes from Yule, the Yule festival, partaking of the ham. Yeah. So I mean that's yet again that's another thing in Christian in Christmas that we see that's was pre-Christian. I'm the only one in the house that doesn't celebrate holidays or eat meat, but I end up preparing the food because I am the only one who knows how to cook. I'm the only one in my house that cooks, but yet again, it's just me and my youngest daughter. I'm getting ready to make me a batch of homemade sugar cookies. I can't bake to save my life, so I'm kind of curious on how this is going to turn out. I can cook just about anything out there, but when it comes to baking, I suck. I ain't afraid to admit it. I suck. But I eat meat. I'm a carn man. I'm an omnivore man. I eat both meat and veggies, but primarily about 95 to 98% of my diet's meat. I got to have meat. I use smoked turkey wings in my cooking. Tastes better than ham. Talk to me. I like a good ham. I'll take a ham over turkey any day. I've got two logs of deer sausage. Oh yeah, just keep bragging. Just keep bragging. I got chocolate. I got chocolate chip cookies, and I need to go to Don's house. I used to cook at the same time. As soon as I got married, I made sure I didn't know how to cook anymore. Man, even when I was married, I was one cooking because if it wasn't instant or grilled cheese, they didn't know how to make it. So even both times I was married, I was the one cooking. I put mine up in the closet 3 years ago. Oh yeah, I mean, this is the first time. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's been a couple years ever since Mom passed away. I haven't put a tree up. Um, Mom loved it. Mom loved decorating for Christmas. When she passed away, I couldn't bring myself to do it. This is the first year we've done it since she passed away. Yeah, Mom loved. Oh my, that woman went all out decorating for Christmas. Oh my, she'd have her own little nativities, and she'd buy knickknacks all year long and create new Christmas themes with people ice skating. And I mean, that was my mom. I'm about to find out, Tim. Them things are getting on my nerves. I can't do pork like I used to, so that's why I use turkey. It's really good. And navy beans, beans. Ooh, no, can't do beans. Got, oh my god, dude! Again, seriously? Yeah. Wow, dude. What did you eat? Oh my god. Got homemade mozzarella in the fridge. Oh, I had pizza. Hey, Da, you have a good one, bro. Yes, I mean she would go all out. She would go all out. Yeah, yeah, we're getting. Don't we can't forget here in 20 minutes is DA's campfire tales. I cook everything from scratch with no fake flavorings. I generally do too. Now, unless I'm in a real big hurry, that is the only time I don't. But otherwise, yeah, that's why my daughter hates being here because she wants something instant. I don't do instant. I do homemade stuff. Could spend hours at the store in line for a Christmas section. Do you remember the days like everybody waited till the day after Christmas, and you'd be able to buy Christmas decorations and all this stuff for cheap? Nine, stopa. Get over it. Come heat. More. Come heat. Hold on, I gotta mute my mic. Someone's about to get in trouble. It was the dog. I gave all my Christmas decor to a family who couldn't afford any. I felt blessed doing that. Yeah, I mean, that's always a blessing, without a doubt. So, not trying to plug my songs again to you, Ed, but wrote them with my mom in mind. I think you will relate and understand the feeling we get around the holidays when they're, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been interesting. Heck yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. I've got a couple other things. If you pottied in my house, you and me's going to fight. You need to learn to hold it in, boy. I know what you're doing. Oops, crap. We can make a happy Christmas, but it's just not the same with them gone. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is. So Baking Betty. Yeah, Jesus pay on. So this poem I read at the end of all my shows. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, which I should be on again next weekend. If everything goes right. Be safe out there, man. Spend time with your family. Yeah, God, heifer, yeah. Yes, Roxanne. Spend time with your family. Have a great time. And you guys are my family too. All my new subscribers, all my OG subscribers, thank you all very much. You guys are awesome. Everybody thank Roxanne. She's my mod. She's doing a phenomenal job. I'm truly blessed. She helps keep me going. She really does. So I'm very thankful for her. So this is the poem that I wrote that I read at the end of every show. There comes a time or every Sunday show. There comes a time when the warrior falls. They'll leave this realm and be missed by all. Raise a glass and keep them in your heart. They have kept this realm safe and performed their part. Look to your veterans, your active duty, in your EMT, or your EMT is in the blue line. Come on, bud. What they do or have done was walk that fine line. When the demon comes calling on your soul, they will be there to save us all. Hold them in your prayers, for they are deserving. They all have served or are serving. Yeah. No, he's going to get in trouble. He's got a problem with potty in the house. Me and him's been having to come to Jesus moments together. You guys, once again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, blessings to each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much. I'm working on some stuff to be able to get put out for you guys. Got something. I'm waiting for it to pop up. It hasn't popped up here yet. Got something special on the lines, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. As soon as I get permission to release it, I will release it for you guys to see. Smurfy donated another $9.99. Thank you so much, bro. Granny sniffed it. I'm paying royalty fees. Oh, Ohio Bigfoot, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that so much. You guys are awesome. Oh, that is my gosh, Murphy, you're on one today, dude. That's great. That's a good one, bro. So until next week, you guys, peace, love, and blessings to every single one of you guys. Um, you guys are amazing, and I appreciate you. So be blessed out there and be safe. Please be safe. For this holidays, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. Be safe, please, because I want to see each and one of you guys in my chat next week because you guys make this wonderful and you make this amazing. So thank you so much. So until next time, everyone, peace, love, and blessings.